Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Gnarly Gnome. This is the Weekly Pint. It's the show that is not a show, which is why when we're 15 minutes late, it doesn't matter. Maybe that should be like the whole theme of the show. Maybe I should make t-shirts that say, when we're 15 minutes late, it doesn't matter because it's not a show, it's a happy hour. It's an excuse for me and you to hang out together, to have a drink, although this is a fun week because it's Kolsch night this week. And that's also a chance for us to hang out and drink together. I posted something on Patreon for all of you Nomies, but I'll throw it out there for anybody that jumps on this show too. I'm going to be at Kolsch night on Tuesday, and that's tomorrow if you're listening live, which hopefully you are. Come hang out at Northern Row and drink a whole bunch of Kolsch with us, because that's what we do on Kolsch night. I mentioned if you're listening live, listen, I know that there are some of you, not a ton, but there are some of you that listen via the podcast feed. You don't even watch the video. I'm not going to tell you you're doing it the wrong way, but you should at least watch the video. If not, watch it live. Every Monday night around 9:30, we do this thing. We sit down, we have a drink together. It's a happy hour, so we drink together. You get it? It's like we're hanging out at a bar, sitting across the table from each other, having a drink. Because of that, when you do jump on, you tell me what you're drinking, and then I show you what I'm drinking. And then we complain about all the things that are happening in the current state of the alcohol industry. Sometimes we complain about life. There's lots of things to always complain about. Lots of things to drink. There's lots of great things to drink. So tonight on the show, I'm definitely going to drink something that's new to me. I've never had it before, and I'm excited to try it. It looks like a lot of fun. And then I'm also going to have something that I have had on the show, and I have had in life. But when I had it on the show, there was technical difficulties that night, so I don't know how many people got to experience it with me. So it's going to be fun. And then I also have a lot of side drinks sitting. It's been weird. It's been a weird night. Let's see. Josh is having a Hoperatic IPA from Brink. Good choice. Marco is having a Psychopathy. It's all-on IPA night until Julia rolls in, and she is having a Union Pills Bohemian Lager from Noble Beast. That is my speed right there. Actually, my speed, if you want full disclosure, the drinks that I've been drinking. So it's been a busy day, and there was lots of family chaos and puppy chaos and things like that. And then I was very stressed. So I had already cracked open my first beer, which this is how far I've gotten into it, if it tells you how busy things have been this evening. This is a raspberry iced tea from Urban Artifact. I'm still sipping on that. We'll probably wait until after I get through some of these before I get back to it. And then my lovely wife, seeing that I was stressed, she opened up. We have a couple bottles of a Foolproof Weller barrel pick sitting down around the house. And she has a bottle, I have a bottle. We don't share well, but she was kind enough to pour me some out of her bottle. So we're drinking some Weller Foolproof. And then I'm going to dive into some other stuff because why not? I have a nicely stocked beer fridge in here right now of things to try either on this show or via tasting videos on YouTube. There's lots of fun stuff that's coming. You know how we start the show, though. We have a drink together. We call it the schnappening because it's supposed to be schnapps. It is not schnapps tonight. I don't know if you can read on this glass what it is that I'm going to be drinking. You can probably see it on there better. You see that 43. Do you know what that is? Julia says, put the Weller in the tea. The tea, it is Urban Artifact Raspberry Iced Tea Midwest Fruit Tart. It might be good in there, but I'm not putting Weller Foolproof in there. I'm not doing it. I might by the end of the show. Who knows? If you didn't catch it, that's a 43. We're going to drink some liquor 43. And the reason I'm drinking it is because I found these glasses under my bar the other day. I have no idea where they came from, when I got them, or how you're supposed to drink liquor 43 out of this massive globe of a glass. It looks like a vase more than it looks like a glass for drinking a super sweet liqueur. Yeah, liquor 43. This is some kind of mysterious liquor. Liqueur, I guess. It says, welcome to Liquor 43, the world's most versatile liqueur. explore this miraculous golden sensation and its wonderful array of drinks at liquor43.com. I'm not going to do that. It's Spanish, I think. I don't really know a whole lot about it. A secret Spanish family recipe of Mediterranean citrus fruits infused with selected botanicals, 31%. This is not really a schnapps, but whatever. On the schnappening, we don't always drink schnapps. Sometimes we drink just other weird things. All right, let's pour this in here and see what we're gonna do with this Liquor 43. I really don't know how much of this to pour in here because I don't want a ton of it. But I feel like I should fill it like all the way up just so you get the visual of it. All right, let's get that aside. In my glass, it looks like some very unhealthy drunk peed in my little globe. Because it's just bright yellow. It is a neat glass. I like it. Yeah, it's got a cool little bubble in there. I don't know if you can see that on there. There's a cool little bubble in there. That's fun. It's a fun. I like glassware. It's one of my probably the biggest collecting hobby, I guess, that I have. All right. It's like surprisingly boozy in its aroma. Like I think I always expect something else than what it actually is. There's almost like a rubbing alcohol thing. I don't know if it just needs to kind of breathe for a minute. I'm not getting a lot of citrus, and I'm not getting a lot of Mediterranean secrets. I don't know what Mediterranean secrets smell like, but maybe they smell like rubbing alcohol. Maybe that is what I'm smelling. That is not rubbing alcohol. Those are Mediterranean secrets. Anyways, bottoms up. Let's see if this tastes as sweet as I remember it tasting. Yeah, it's super thick, syrupy, sweet, but man, it's good. There is definitely some citrus spices. There's vanilla. There's no octopus. It's not bad. I think it needs ice. Like I think it needs to be like served in a rocks glass over ice. I don't know what else I would do with this stuff besides this and those little beer shots. It's like this with cream on top, so it looks like a little tiny beer. You have little tiny beer mugs that you put it in. I feel like it's maybe might be good in coffee, maybe as like an after dinner kind of thing. I don't know. Just drink it like this. Get a fancy glass, put some ice in it, and just fill this thing up. And like, I mean, yeah, why not? I don't know what else you're supposed to do with it. The alcohol burn is going away a little bit now. Julie wants me to put it in the Urban Artifact tea as well. That I'll do. Okay, why not? I'm going to put the tea in the Liquor 43. I don't know how much, though. That looks good. Looks reasonable. Okay. Let me try this again without it first. Tart, fruity, a little bit of that tannic dryness to it. Okay. And then our bastardized version. Hopefully I didn't put too much. Ooh. All right. That's not bad. Definitely ups the vanilla, kind of turns it more like smoothie like. The sweetness of the Liquor 43 cuts all of that tartness out. Like it almost Maybe just coming from the tart to this, it feels like it's gone, but wow, that's wild. It kind of makes it a little more boring though. Um, nothing really pops in the same way. It's good though. I would much rather drink both of them by themselves than mix them together. But that's also just always kind of true. Almost always kind of true. Mm. All right, not bad. Well done, Liquor 43. Cheers. Let's get this out of the way. Just shove it back here behind these guys. And we'll tuck this back here. That's good. All right. Let's let's drink something else. Well, let's actually let me pull up my notes here. I have a lot of things that I'd like to talk about. Actually, we have I need this. Oops. There's that. Okay. Let's start with a new I'm not going to call it a new brewery because I'm not convinced that it's ever going to exist. I'm talking about this mystery brewery idea is what I'm calling it. I don't know if anybody saw the news articles that came out. This is a project in Hebron. Does not have a name because it's not an actual brewery yet. This is we've seen this a couple times. This is a developer that has land that wants to do this project. He talked. His name is Brad Trouth, and he was talking about how he and his young family, they get in the car a lot and they drive either to Loveland to go on the bike trail, or they go to 50 West to go hang out at the brewery and have volleyball and all these activities to do and pickleball and those things. And from Hebron, that's a little bit of a drive, a lot of bit of a drive. And he's talking about why can't this exist here? And here he's got this property, and he's like, you know what, like this would work. There's a bike trail that just got put in behind it, and he's like, this could be a great spot for a brewery. So he's going to try to get a brewery to come in there. He is not starting a brewery. He is courting breweries to come open up there. And there's actually, I tell you what, I actually have things we can look at. I think if I click maybe this, look at that, it worked. This is kind of some renderings of the front of the proposed building. I should have grabbed my iPad so I had notes that I could hold while you were looking at this. I didn't plan ahead for this, guys. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is located on Conrad Lane, Hebron, Kentucky. If you're not familiar with Hebron, that's not going to help you at all. It is a 5.3 acre site, and it includes a couple different things. The first part that will be done, which actually I believe would be this building here. This is a 30,000 square foot building just for sports. So inside they would have spots for like I think pickleball and things like that inside the building. And then in addition, there is a large green space, which you can't see in either of those renderings, but in this one you can kind of see the proposed plan. So this top, I don't know if you can see my mouse here. This top area right here, the top that way, the top, what is that? Right for you guys? The top right area there is the large building. That is what is it? 22,000. Okay, this is a little different on there. Okay, no, this is okay. Down at the bottom, in the middle of the parking lot, that's the first thing that they want to do. That's the 30,000 square foot multi-tenant building with the indoor sports stuff. Then up on the top right, that is the athletic turf building. So more indoor sports, I guess. And then the left, that would be the 10,000 square foot proposed brewery tap room. And then behind that, a big patio with what looks in the drawing like some other little outdoor sports stuff. I so there's again that's the sports building, I guess, and that's the brewery, and they have a little coffee shop on there too. Just trying to make this space for everybody to enjoy. The reason I'm a little bit hesitant to start blowing this up. I mean, I'm happy to talk about it, and I think it's cool. It's neat, but we've seen this before. We've seen places that have these ideas. I'm going to put this one up, which broke ground. What, a year, 2 years, 2 years ago, maybe at this point, Freedom Brewing Company down in Florence. I don't know what's going on in Northern Kentucky, and I don't know why they can't get breweries to open up the way we want them to. But this has been a proposal that has just not gone anywhere. That's another shot of this Freedom Brewing Company. This is right next to the Florence Freedom Stadium. It's not the Y'alls now. They're not the Freedom anymore, right? It's the Y'alls, the Freedom. I don't even know the name of the team anymore. I think they're the Y'alls now. This is the Freedom Brewing Company. I don't know. This is a project that has. I'm going to call it stalled out, but that is my opinion. But we've seen this over and over and over again, where developers will come in and they will make it sound like there is a brewery that's coming, and they will get people really, really excited. Hey, did you hear there's a brewery coming to my neighborhood? They're down the street. There's going to be a brewery, when really there isn't yet. There's somebody that wants a brewery to be there, and sometimes the project is moving along nicely. And in this article about this Hebron project, he mentions that he is talking to half a dozen breweries, so 6-ish breweries are expressing some kind of interest to opening something there. How serious each one of those are, there's no way to know. There is no possible way to know how serious they are. There are definitely some places that will always talk about it. That will always have the meeting. You know, Braxton's going to look at it and be like, okay, we'll explore the idea. You know, March 1st will explore the idea. You know, these places that are a little bit bigger, that are still expanding and still growing and still looking at new spots, are going to look at it. That doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen. Let's see. Depot Brewing is here. Welcome, Depot, for hanging out. Let's see. Julia says, hi, Depot. Can't wait to see you guys open your doors. And I can't wait to serve her. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek and tell you that there is an upcoming episode with Depot Brewing Company coming probably next Monday. And I say probably, in Depot, this is no dig at you guys. This is my past experience. Sometimes people cancel at the last minute. And if you guys cancel on me, we won't have the show next week. So I have to put it out there. Maybe, hopefully, we will have the episode next week. Or maybe I'll do something wrong. It's been a few years since I've lost an episode or done some kind of made some horrible mistake and flubbed an episode. But in theory, we will have an episode next week. Stay tuned for that. If you are a supporter on Patreon, a Nomi as we call them, you always get the episodes. Not the plan. I trust you guys. You always get the episodes before everybody else, so stay tuned for that. In theory, and I say in theory again because life is busy, we're recording tomorrow. Spoiler alert. Which means that there is a chance I could get at least a rough edit of the episode done by tomorrow, which could mean for you Nomies, you could have your sneak peek episode as early as Wednesday. You could have it as early as like late tomorrow night if I'm like really crazy, but it's Kolsch night, so I can't make any promises. But stay tuned for that. I'm really, really excited for Depot. That is a project that in a lot of I don't want to talk too much about it because we'll talk about it during the episode. But you look at some of these development projects where it's a developer that's coming in and they're saying, we're going to have a brewery here. And they're kind of, I think in some instances, they're saying that to almost drum up interest for other developments to then come and jump on board. Like, well, they have a brewery. Like, we want to be near that. We're a coffee shop. You saw it in the rendering. Brewery, coffee shop. I'm a coffee shop. Man, it'd be really great to be next to a brewery. Yeah, we'll come on board when there's not a brewery on board yet. So, I don't know. I'm not saying that this project won't happen, but I'm not saying it's going to happen either. So stay tuned for that because we'll definitely be watching it. Like I mentioned, Northern Kentucky still needs more breweries. It's crazy that there are not more places down there. So we'll see. We will definitely see what happens there. The mystery brewery idea, just a new idea as of right now. Stay tuned. You know it is not just an idea. You know what is something that is definitely going on and definitely something that I can get behind. Dick's Potato Chips, that's what. If you're new to this, we're sponsored by Dick's Potato Chips, my favorite potato chips brand, and I don't say that lightly. There are not a lot of things that I will say are my favorite, and I will not tell you something is my favorite if it is not. Dick's is my favorite potato chip company. I love, 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 love Dick's. That's right. I love Dick's. You will probably love Dick's too if you give them a try. Go to dickspotatochips.com. You can order in a giant box of Dick's, and it'll just get delivered right on your doorstep. And you can have all of the flavors all together and try them all and figure out which Dick's are your favorite Dick's. There's 3 flavors right now, and I do say right now because, look, I actually didn't ask if I'm supposed to talk about it, but there is like a secret flavor that they've been working on that is probably coming out soon, and it's delicious, and I've tried it, and it's good. My favorite though, I actually go back and forth. If I'm gonna be honest, full disclosure, I have 2 favorites. I go back and forth between the hot Dicks, which are amazing, and then the salty Dicks. Sometimes I don't want the heat, so I go salty. Sometimes I do want the heat, so I go hot. And then there's also the barbecue, the sweet and smoky deliciousness. They're great. Don't get me wrong; they are great chips, but they are a little bit too sweet for some of the things that I'm pairing them up with. But they're good, especially by themselves. Like if you're just sitting around drinking beer and you want to snack on something, open up all 3. And you can have like a little flight of Dicks. Flight of the Dicks. That should be a band name. The Flight of the Dicks. I don't know. They're great. Get on the website. Order them. They're amazing. Banter and Babble says hot Dicks were the favorite, and now the barbecue is. It goes back and forth. I'm going to blow your mind, Banter and Babble. Take a hot Dick, and then you take a barbecue Dick, and you put them right together, and you just squish the Dicks together, put them both in your mouth at the same time, and it's incredible. Is YouTube gonna like flag me or something for talking about sandwiching Dicks together and putting them in your mouth? It might. We might be tanking the show right now. It's all right. It might be worth it. That's how good Dicks are. I love Dicks. Thank you, Dicks, for supporting this show. Please, you guys, support them because they help make this thing keep kind of rolling. So, thank you to Dicks. Anyways, mystery brewery idea. Okay, we're moving on from that. Here's a good one. We in kind of personal life and in some of the other podcast world around me, we've talked about these guys a lot. Tilray. Tilray in disarray is what I'm calling this. Okay, well, I can't spell either. Tilray in disarray. This is all of this is based on rumors and speculation that is happening right. Julia says, "RIP my 401k." Let's check the stock right now and see where it's at. And I know this is not the time to check any stocks, right? Actually, it might be. We might be headed back in the right direction here. Let's see. Tilray, where are we at? So this is going to be based on, it's definitely still down. All right, we'll say the last 3 months. Okay, yeah, Tilray is Tilray is down 58.75% in the last 3 months. The last year, 72.65%. Okay. 5 years is even better. 5 years, it is down 93.97%. Tilray is not doing great as a stock. However, they are saying that their brewing business is up. It's doing good. However, what I find very interesting is that there are some insiders that are saying that is not the case. Let me pull up my notes on that. Oh, I have quotes, actually. That's nice. They are unloading. That's not a fair way to say it. They're not unloading any breweries. They are closing facilities and consolidating some of the things they have, which is not a dumb move. However, it's also not a move you do if things are honky-dory, as I like to call it. This is a I don't know what day this was. I don't have my dates on here. This is somebody that supposedly works for one of the Tilray brands. Tilray announced internally yesterday that the Eugene, Oregon production facility will be shutting down in July. The entire operations team is being terminated at that time. Some of the admin and the marketing staff were let go immediately on the spot. They plan to keep the tap rooms and pilot brew system open. All other Hop Valley brands, that's the brewery that they are shutting down, will be produced at either Tin Barrel, which is in Bend, or the Widmer Brothers in Portland facility before the end of the summer. I don't think they intend to release this to the public so they can maintain the local front of the tap rooms. Hop Valley was originally purchased by Coors. A lot of hardworking people let go. Okay. You get the idea of that. Keep in mind that this is Tilray that also purchased two separate purchases, bought all of these craft brands, bought Tin Barrel, bought the other group of the breweries that they own. And then a month after they bought these new ones, immediately laid off all of the innovation team, including the most award-winning brewer in the country, laid them off instead of trying to work them in somehow to the overall operation. It's strange. For a company that is swearing that their brewing business is doing great, this doesn't feel great. There's another person, this is from Reddit, that commented and said, busting out a throwaway to share the info that has come back to me from others in the Oregon Tilray sphere. Widmer laid off their quality manager yesterday, who's been there for 7 years and is only a few months after she swapped from the brewing manager position. So the brewing manager and the quality manager just switched jobs. Okay. They're rolling all quality responsibilities into the GM role. If you know anything about that facility and how the quality system works, I can only say I predict that it will end badly because the job is too much for one person to juggle with another job on top of it. They're also way behind on bills. This is good to listen to. Apparently, it's very difficult for them to move the money that they have in marijuana over to the beer side of things. So only the most basic bills are getting paid, and that's all allegedly coming out of the CEO's personal bank account. A direct quote I've gotten from someone is, accounts payable is a quote-unquote shit show. I've heard a bunch of other not-so-great stuff about their upper management corporate leadership that I want to verify more before saying anything. My guess is they went hard on beer, assuming that marijuana legalization was right around the corner, and everything could get streamlined. And now that it's not, they're realizing they're in too deep and need to cut out things that were necessary, cut out things without necessarily knowing what actually should be cut out. Anyway, the consensus from those I know, even the ones still employed there, is F. Tilray. And that seems to be everybody that I've heard that supposedly, again, these are anonymous sources, supposedly works for Tilray is F. Tilray. The company is not being managed properly. It's not being run properly. And it sounds like they just kind of assumed that all of this was going to happen very quickly and that they could go really, really hard, and that it would all just kind of work itself out once weed was legalized nationally, which is not happening, has not happened, and would make it really hard to run the two different businesses side by side. They've shut down some of their marijuana facilities that are overseas. The whole company just it seems like they've blown it up too much, and it's going to self-destruct at some point. Julia says, sounds like these people don't understand the long game Tilray is planning. In 15 or 20 years, we're going to be celebrating our stock purchases. I don't know that in 15 or 20 years Tilray will be around, personally. So that and again, full disclosure, I do own a bit of Tilray stock. Not a ton, but a decent amount of Tilray stock. So I want them to do well. I just don't think they're going to. Ma'am, it's an interesting world. I never opened my beer. See, this is what happens when we start talking Tilray. All right, let's get a beer. I have a nice beer mug. This is not a Tilray product, as far as I know. I don't think it's a Tilray product. I've never had this before, but it sounded really fun. This is called Beer Lao. Beer Lao. I know nothing about it. I can't read any of the writing on it. Oh, here we go. This is a premium lager beer. Its ingredients are water, malted barley, rice, and hops. All right. Product of Lao, PDR. I don't know where that is. Imported. Okay. Does anybody know where this is from? It's got this really cool little tiger guy on there. He looks nice. I didn't do any research about this beer. I just saw it on a shelf, and I thought, well, that looks tasty. It's marketing to the finest. All right. I'm assuming that this is just a mediocre lager beer. Julia says Lao is in Fiji, so maybe there. Maybe. All right, we got a good dirty glass. Look at that. All right, get all those bubbles off. Make it look a little better. All right, it's a lager. It's a light lager beer. Let's see if we pulled anything up here. Beer Lao. This is a generic name of a range of beers produced by the Lao Brewery Company of Vietnamese, Laos. So, Laos. Not Fiji. The beer is based on locally grown jasmine rice. The malt used is imported from France and Belgium. The hops and yeast are imported from Germany. So this is a world beer. It just smells like kind of boring macro lager. There are several different ones. It looks like the original lager bottles and can. The Beer Lao Original 5%. That might be what this is. If I could find anything, 5%. That must be this. Beer Lao Original, I'm guessing, is what this is. Look at me doing science. Marco wants to know if I got that mug on my latest trip to Hofbrau. No, this is a tiny one. And this is from Munich, or from a thrift store, probably. In 2005, Lao Brewing Company launched a locally produced Carlsberg beer and 2 new Beer Lao products. All right, Beer Lao Light and then Beer Lao Dark. That sounds fun. Beer Lao Light has been discontinued. In 2008, the company claims to have had a 99% market share of the beer market in Laos in 2008. Okay. Although it may have been eroded by the arrival of Singapore's Tiger beer. Derek is checking in a little late, drinking a Zwickel beer. Keller Pills from Woolly Pig tonight. I bet that is better than what this is going to be. Let's see. It doesn't smell bad. There's nothing offensive about what I'm looking at, so hopefully it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's a little boring, but it's refreshing. It's beer. If I was hanging out in Laos and I was sweating, I could see knocking back a whole bunch of this. So that's the beer that I forgot to open while I was raging about Tilray. Anyways, moving on from Tilray, let's get on to something that is a little more exciting, a little more fun. This is a brewery project that is not a maybe, hopefully, this might happen brewery project. This is a brewery project that is happening, that has happened, that is open officially. Wrong button. Nope, this one. Spoils what I'm going to next. This is Misrule. This is the area's newest brewery, kind of. They have been open-ish for like a year now, collaborating with local breweries. For a year, definitely a year, because they did some Eclipse stuff with I can't remember who they did the Eclipse beer with. Maybe Third Eye, Municipal, somebody. It's not important. They have their own beer now. They have a tap room. So their brewery is in a barn, a nice barn, but a barn in Oxford. Their tap room is now open in downtown Oxford. It's in Bello Wood-Fired Pizza, I think, is the place that they are turning into their tap room, essentially. They have, as of this last weekend, they have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beers. 8 beers are on tap. Of those 8, only 3 of them are quote unquote their beers. The other 5 are collaborations. So I'm 99% sure that they were all brewed at the other breweries as they were kind of getting things up and running. Julia says they did a collaboration with Common. Yes. Oh, there we go. Collaboration beer between Misrule Brewing and the Common Beer Company for Oxford's 2024 Eclipse Festival. So one of the people that is one of the owners and the brewers at Misrule is Brandon, who is or was the head brewer of Common. I don't know kind of the full story there of what's going on. The last time I got a chance to sit down and have a beer with Brandon, or I guess probably the last time I had a beer with Mark from the Common too, was not this past Oktoberfest, but the one before that. Is that right? That can't be right. That's way too long ago. I'm going to need to fix that. And at that time, this idea was not a full-on brewery. Brandon was working on a different project that was not a tap room. It was never going to be a tap room. This was a whole separate thing, a project from Dow, who runs the U.S. Open Beer Championship. So I don't know the full story of how these two things kind of came together and how the people came together and that whole story. But regardless, it's a brewery. It's a tap room. I am heartbroken that I cannot report anything about the beers because I haven't been there yet. Normally, in a normal, I say normally very, very loosely, in my normal life, we spend a lot of time up in Oxford. My wife's family lives up there. We're up there every single weekend, like literally every, I guess not literally because there are some Sundays we don't go up there, but pretty much every Sunday we're in Oxford hanging out. It's just a couple minutes to go shoot over into uptown Oxford and grab a couple beers. And so normally I would have already been there. Of their beers, they have I didn't write down style. Some of them I can guess. They have one called Cradle of Kolsch's. I think that's a Kolsch. They have something called On the Shoulders of Giants. I don't know what that one is. They have one called Bro Hugs. I think that's a New England IPA, but I'm not 100% sure. They have a collaboration with Third Eye called Velvet Buzz. They have 3 collaborations with Common, which makes sense, again, because Brandon. They have something called Foggy Notion, Bellissimo, Chapeau Gris. And then they have a cider collaboration with Northwood called Hive Mind. So we know the beer is good because these are all the collaboration breweries are all breweries that we know make good things. So I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna get up there very soon, and yeah, you can you can count on that. But it's exciting to see new places opening up. It's exciting to see a new tap room opening back up in Oxford. Brandon, if anybody doesn't know kind of his story, he was one of the owners, head brewer at a place called Quarter Barrel, which was OG Cincinnati beer. I think they opened in like 2010, maybe. Little tiny system. Guess how much beer they made each time they brewed. It was about a quarter barrel. Just a really, really tiny brew house. From my understanding, is that they put in the brewery to get a liquor license to open up a bar that served a bunch of other craft beer. It was never about making a ton of beer. It was never about kind of changing the world with what they were doing. But they wanted to make good beer, and they did. As craft beer kind of started exploding around town, they opened up a second location in downtown Hamilton. That is the space that currently is occupied by the Fretboard Public House that does not currently make beer anymore. They opened that, and I'm not gonna assume that I understand all of the workings of how that all goes down, but a year after they opened that, it took down the whole company, and both locations closed, and Oxford has not had a brewery since, which is crazy. I think in some of the marketing that they put out when they were opening Misrule, they made a point to say that Oxford is the biggest college town in the country that does not have its own brewery. I don't know how you measure that, but it is crazy. Josh says the Oxford Drive, although easy, is so boring, though. It is. But think about, especially when students are there, and I know that a lot of college kids are not running out and drinking craft beer. Think about how many people are in that town. There is no reason that one small brewery cannot survive and cannot thrive there. They've got one of my favorite bars, and that survives just fine somehow, and that's Steinkeller. Eric says, looking forward to hearing about it. I liked Quarter Barrel in Oxford. Just joined in with some Bekarovka. I'd grab some to cheers with you, but it's all the way out there. Yeah, I'm excited to try it and see what they're doing, and excited to at some point get them on the show and sit down and talk about kind of how this whole thing happened. Yeah, I'm excited, and I don't really have a lot to report on it yet because, again, I haven't been there, which just drives me crazy. All right. Let's talk Walmart because this is an interesting one. It's not that crazy. None of this is that crazy. Walmart does what Walmart does. There is some label approvals, which I'm having trouble finding the actual label approvals, but I did come across a post that is some leaked packaging from a line of beers that Walmart is working on producing, which shouldn't be crazy. They've done this before, which we'll talk about. Let me pull this up real quick so you can see it. I think. Oh, we'll go back to that. That we could talk about that one too. If anybody from Swine City happens to be listening, we're going to talk about you guys in a second. I have some thoughts. this artwork, there's not a lot of detail in it. It's not great, but I stole it from the internet. So, Josh says when we get up to Misrule, we are 100% checking out Steinkeller. Yes, 100%. And in fact, if you guys do go up there, send me a message because there is, especially if it's on a weekend, there is a chance that I could be up there too. And I am all about a trip to Steinkeller and Misrule on the same weekend. Okay, this is a line of beers that is being produced by Walmart. The reason this is so interesting is because these beers are not just takes on fun beer styles that they know are going to sell well. They're kind of ripoffs of the major brands that are rolling through right now. This first one is Golden Cerveza. This is a Brewmasters is the name of the brand that they are creating, which these are all contract beers. I don't know who's making them. I will definitely be looking into it. This is a ripoff of Modelo, if you can't tell that by looking at it. Yeah, top-selling beer, I think, depending on who you're asking. It's not surprising. This is Brewmaster's Premier. This is the Mick Ultra of Walmart. Walmart's Mick Ultra. I mean, like, if you look at it next to a Mick Ultra can, like they're just taking it. And then the last one is Brewmaster's Light, premium Pilsner beer. It's Miller Lite. It's almost like, again, Walmart does what Walmart does. This shouldn't be shocking. They take things that are successful, create their own version of it, sell it for just a little bit cheaper, and just make a ton of money. I can't fault them. That's their business. That's what they do. They are also no strangers to beer. I remember this one. I fell prey to this one time. This was, I don't know what year these craft beers came out at Walmart, but we were on vacation somewhere and couldn't find a beer store and went in a Walmart. I don't do a lot of shopping at Walmart. I can't think of the last time that I went to a Walmart to go shopping, but we went in. I went in the beer aisle, and I'm just walking up and down the aisle. I'm like, there is no craft beer here. There's none. It just doesn't exist. And then I saw this sitting on the shelf, and I thought, oh, well, they've got this. Again, we were on vacation, so silly me. I assumed that that this was just some local brand that happened to be carried at the local Walmart. And I'm like, well, that's cool. And I picked it up, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that doesn't really tell me much about this brewery on here. And then it hit me, oh my God, I guess this is fake craft beer. So, yeah, again, Walmart does as Walmart does. It shouldn't be shocking. It's not necessarily shocking to me, but I will definitely try all of the fake Walmart beers if somebody puts them in front of me. There's not a lot of things that I won't try if somebody puts them in front of me. That's kind of my thing. Trying weird things that people put in front of me. All right. I don't know if I should drink something else or if we should dive into this next. Let's dive into the next topic. Let me drink some more of this beer Lao. I guess we should probably wrap up soon. We're almost at an hour. That's good beer Lao. You know what would make beer Lao better? It would taste better with a bag of Dicks. That's right, Dicks potato chips. It would taste better with a bag of Dicks, because what doesn't taste better with a bag of Dicks? I don't know anything that tastes better that doesn't taste better with a bag of Dicks. Seriously, thank you to Dicks. This company supports me not because the show gets a billion listens or that there is this is gonna go viral or something like that. That's not why they support this show. They support it because they appreciate what I do, and they appreciate the support that you guys give this podcast community. That's the reason that they sponsor this show. So because of that, I ask you to also support them. Anytime that you are out and you're like, you know what, we need to get some potato chips, we need to have something sitting on my home bar, think about Dick's. Just get yourself a bag of Dick's. I always have Dick's here at my bar. I always have Dick's sitting down here in the basement when I'm in the middle of a long work day and I'm holed up down here in the basement and I can't see the light of day because there's no windows. It's like you're in a hobbit hole. And I'm like, I forgot to eat lunch again. It's 3:00. I grab Dick's. Just grab Dick's. Get both hands on them, shove them in my mouth, and they get me through those days. So support them. Support them if you support the things that I do. Shout out to Dick's. Thank you, Dick's. Go to dickspotatochips.com. Once this episode is like fully done, so not like right afterwards. Wait till like tomorrow night. In the show notes, I'll put a link to the website. So if you're jumping on later and watching this post show, just go in there and get your link to the website. Moving on, we'll talk about one more thing. This was kind of a late edition. I stumbled across this today. Somebody put up a post in, I don't remember where I got it from. Maybe one of the Facebook groups or something. A new brewery is opening up, and like I don't want to crap on a new brewery. I support everybody. I think that everybody deserves a shot at this thing, and I will sit down and have a beer anywhere, and I will go back to some of them. But sometimes you just didn't pay enough attention when you were kind of branding your business, and I think that this is maybe a case of that. I don't like seeing it. Look, Swine City's been around for how many years now? 2018, is that right? 2018? 7 years, is that right? 7 years old. And you've got a brewery that's opening up this year in Caldwell, Ohio. It says established 2022, but I think that they're just now opening their doors. And that logo, look, I know Flying Pigs, it's cool. Cincinnati Flying Pig. Caldwell Flying Pig. I don't understand. I don't understand. Cincinnati is the city of flying pigs. Caldwell is not Cincinnati. It's the other side of the state. How did you not come across this when you were doing your research on your logo? How did you not find them? How did you not see Swine City at all? Christine says, why in a circle? It's because that's when they were Googling and they saw this Swine City logo. They thought, that looks cool. I'll put ours in a circle too. Everything about it. I guess the pig's facing the other direction. That's, I guess, innovative. Do better. I don't like it. That's all I have to say about that. There are so many other shapes. Doesn't matter the shapes. Why use a flying pig at all? You're in Caldwell. Does Caldwell have flying pigs? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. Anyways, had to at least point it out that yes, I saw it. Yes, I noticed. I didn't put anything online. I don't know if I'm going to. Maybe I will. I have to. I got to poke away somehow. Put up something on social media tomorrow. Just stir the pot. I don't know. Hopefully somebody has kindly reached out to them and said, hey, did you see this? I don't know how you, I guess maybe there's a chance that it just slipped under their radar. Maybe. I don't know. If you did like a Google image search for that Flying Pig Brewing Company logo, I wonder if Swine City would come up. Eric says, Woolly Pig at least has hops in their logo. It's also Woolly Pig. It's different. It does not look the same. It doesn't look the same as Swine City. Okay. I'm gonna finish this beer, and then I'm gonna finish my Weller. That's good. And then I'm going to get my my stuff packed for tomorrow, because I got to pack all of that stuff over there up. For all of you who support this show, thank you very much. I do appreciate it a lot. If you want to support this show, go to thegnarlygnome.com/support. It takes you right to Patreon. There's a Patreon account that you can sign up for free. You get exclusive stuff. You get posts that don't appear on the blog. You get early posts. You get the podcasts before they go up to everybody else. And there's some new stuff that's coming down the pike that you'll get first dibs at. Plus swag if you sign up for one of the paid accounts. Julia says, at least for me, Googling Flying Pig beer logo does not bring up Swine City. But what if you Google image search the Flying Pig logo? Does it come up? I don't know. I feel like, at least in like your home state, you can kind of, you got to be able to find it. I don't know. Yeah, again, maybe it's innocent. Maybe they really just didn't know. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But if you want to support, I appreciate everybody that does. I appreciate everybody that just supports by watching the show or listening to the show, especially if you share it with somebody else. That's how this whole thing keeps growing. I know that there are some of you that want more YouTube videos. I know there's some of you that want more Cincy Brewcast episodes. I know there's some of you that want more blog posts. I know. I get it. Things are crazy. Not always like good, fun, crazy. Sometimes things are busy, and I can't always direct my attention to what everybody wants to exist. So for those of you that hang on and support anyways, I appreciate it. We'll be back next week. We'll probably be drinking something, probably something that's in that cooler right now. There's some really good stuff. As far as like upcoming tasting videos, I should have one up this week, hopefully sometime. I'm hoping to get one done by Wednesday. I don't know what it's going to be, though. I haven't recorded it yet, so I don't know. I have definitely one soda video, at least one soda video coming. I think I have 2 or 3 that are ready for a tasting. And then I have one weird RTD beverage that's in cardboard. It's in cardboard. I have a canned cocktail. I have a beer that I'm pretty sure the can is about to explode. So I probably need to record that before it does that. There's some fun stuff. I have some buzz balls. Some buzz balls in there that I've been wanting to do on a tasting video. It's whatever. We'll eat some dicks and drink some buzz balls. That's how this show works. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out. Again, gnarlygnome.com/support. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. No after show this week. Come hang out tomorrow at Kolsch Night at Northern Row. We'll call that the after show. See you guys later. Thank you very much. Tomorrow night at Kolsch Night, we all drink IPA. No, we drink Kolsch. Kolsch and only Kolsch!